I guess I'll start with the story, which is that ever since I've been an extremely small child, I've had what I would describe as a crippling phobia of needles, which goes far above. I don't really like having injections. It was more paralysing when I would have to go to have an injection at school. I'd have to have several people there almost holding me down to allow me to have it. And obviously you need lots of injections at school, and it just made it really, I'd be filled with anxiety. The thought of it would send me into a blind panic. And then when I was 19, I went to see Christopher Adams for some phobia treatment sessions related to my needle phobia. I would say the session probably lasted about 2 to 3 hours, and then immediately after the session we went to a local dentist who, without much fuss at all, puts an injection directly into my mouth and into my gums, which is something that would have been absolutely unheard of if you'd even asked me 3 hours before that day. And there I was lying in the chair. I just opened my mouth, and an injection in your gums is interesting. It's a pretty horrible one to have, but I took it quite calmly, and the difference it's made is that since that time I've needed several more injections, some of them for dentist reasons or for travelling and things like that. And now I feel I can go without fear, and it's not a big thing where I'm thinking about it days in advance and worrying about it and like not being able to sleep because I'm worried I've got to have this injection, and it's just making me feel awful and unconfident and just really uncomfortable in my own skin, whereas now I feel I can just go in, do what I've got to have done, and walk out of there as if like it was no big deal. It's no big deal now, is the big difference that it's made to me, and that's something I've really appreciated. 100% worth the money. Was it worth 3 hours? Of course it was, because I've saved myself hours of panic and worry over it, and now I just feel if I can have an injection in my gums, what else couldn't I do? I could do anything. So thank you very much, Christopher. You made a big difference to me. I would absolutely recommend other people seeing Christopher if they want to make a lasting change in their lives. I mean, for example, I discussed that phobia treatment I had. That was now 5 years ago, and I had one treatment, and I'm still feeling the benefits of that 5 years later. So I think what he offers is long-term solutions to problems that you think are so serious that you'll never be able to get over them, but clearly you can, as I'm testifying to. And he's extremely professional and supportive and lets you develop at your own. He doesn't push you into anything that you don't feel comfortable with. He makes you feel that you're taking the step, that you're not being pushed into taking like the next step. So I would highly recommend anyone, if you feel you have something that you could improve upon, like whatever area of your life it is, and you want to still have the benefit of that 5 years later, then it's definitely worth the investment in doing so.